Okay, I'm kind of looking into the sun here a little bit, so it's a little hard for me to see my screen. I do think I am live, so I'm going to start off today. So, hey everybody, live from New York. It's episode 176 of Time Out Tuesday, and I started off in the caption today with a really old joke. I tell it in the school all the time to the kids. It's not really that funny, I guess, but it's told a lot. So, and the joke is, how many black belts does it take to put in a light bulb? And the answer is 100. One to hold the bulb, and 99 of them to tell him that he's doing it wrong. Now, that joke obviously, okay, laugh, haha. So that joke is, obviously poking fun at black belts and how nothing ever satisfies them and how everything's got to always be perfect and nothing ever is. But that's, actually one of the main tenets of martial arts is to seek out perfection, to try to do things in a perfect way, knowing that you will never actually attain perfection. And so we were constantly seeking out a better way to do it, an improvement to how we're doing things. We're seeking out guidance from mentors to help us understand that what we think is as close to perfect as we can get may not even be close. And it's one of the main things that we teach. And one of the most important things about teaching about seeking perfection is instilling in our students the concept of accepting criticism willingly and embracing that criticism as really the only path towards knowing that you have something to improve on. And this is something that's really difficult for a lot of people. I mean, I've worked with adults that were unable to accept criticism. I have hired many people over the years that no matter how many times you tell them that they're doing something well, the first time that you tell them that they're not doing something well, they have a total meltdown. I'm not sure if this is the first time that they've ever been told that, but it seems as though it is. And it's strange to me, but obviously they were not brought up in a manner that was used to receiving criticism, accepting it, embracing it, and actively using that criticism to better yourself. One of the things that we do from almost the minute somebody starts taking martial arts with us is that we explain to them that that's exactly what's going to be happening. They're not expected to know anything, so if they don't know anything, obviously every time they try something, it's going to be the first time. They're not necessarily going to do it amazingly well. In fact, some things they're going to fall flat on their butt. And they're going to get some criticism from instructors or even from their peers on how to improve that technique, how to change their balance, how to shift their weight, how to think about the attack or technique differently. And the student that embraces that criticism and really tries to put it to work is the student that's going to excel the most. And I think that one of the best examples of how we're successful in doing this with our students really just happened a couple of weeks ago, actually about a week ago, following our most recent test. Now, in the past, I've gotten on here during our Time Out Tuesdays and spoken about how amazing everybody did during their tests and how the scores are always improving and everyone's really just seeking out new knowledge and improving and growing and growing. And that is generally a true statement, and nothing to backpedal on there. But what I really don't think I've spent a lot of time talking about in the past is that in many of our testing cycles, and we generally have about 5 a year, there is one or a plurality of students that, for a variety of reasons, were not able to demonstrate proficiency at the level that they're seeking. And that means that they're not really qualified yet to attain the new rank, so they don't pass their test. And there's a variety of reasons. Sometimes it's just pure and simple, didn't come prepared, didn't practice enough, maybe wrapped up in other activities leading up to the test and just really didn't have a lot of class time. so they didn't really spend a lot of time practicing, thought that they knew it all, and kind of came and demonstrated otherwise. In other cases, they could be having a bad day. They could be having a bad week. They may have misunderstood the requirements, or in just other cases, they just very simply were not able to perform, at the level that they were supposed to. So we don't make a big deal out of that. We don't consider this a catastrophic failure. We consider it a blip in their training, part of their journey, and part of what they're going to be able to use in the future to better themselves. And when we explain to the students that they didn't pass their test, we go over in excruciating detail what the instructor saw during their test. We read them the notes that came off of their report cards. We go over them in detail. We express to them how important it is that they take this report card and consider that report card their to-do list for succeeding in their next test. What's really amazing is that our students are accustomed to this type of criticism throughout their training. So when they hear it in this particular format, meaning we're here to tell you that you didn't pass your test, here are the reasons why, and here's what you need to do in order to pass your test the next time, and this is what you need to do and when that test will be. Sometimes we'll offer a makeup test under certain circumstances. And what's amazing to me is how well the students accept that criticism. And I'm talking about students of all ages. I'm talking about students as young as 8, 9, and 10 years old who are able to sit down, understand what they did. Many times they're able to tell me why they didn't pass their test before I tell them. They're already self-aware. That's another incredible character trait that we try to instill in our students, is to be aware and honest with yourself and self-aware. And our students were really able to demonstrate that this past test. I had about a small group of students that didn't pass their test, again, for a variety of reasons. Doesn't make them bad martial artists. In fact, some of these students I would consider some of our best students. It's just part of the journey. Some of my best students have at least one or two examples of not passing a test in their karate journey, and it's something that should be respected. That they fell off that horse and came back on again, got back on again. So in any case, it's one of the things I think is most important. I think it's an important character trait to instill in everybody, that the way to succeed, the way to grow with any organization or in any skill set, is to be able to accept criticism. And the failure to be able to accept criticism generally, I think, will set you up for quite a few failures in the future and make you someone that people don't necessarily want to have a lot of interaction with. So part of the social skills that we try to build at the school includes things like that. So in any case, I'm coming to you live on this absolutely beautiful day. I hope that you're having a chance to spend some time outside as well. So happy that summer and spring are here. So happy that we're back in the dojo and that things are beginning to open up and restrictions are beginning to be relaxed, and that masks under certain conditions where it's safe to do so are coming off. I'm just so thrilled about that. Think back to a year ago today. I don't know about you guys, but a year ago we were trying to figure out how to safely handle the mail from our mailbox to bringing it into the house, and how long we had to wait, and did we have to clean it off with a flamethrower first. Well, here we are a year later. I don't think about getting the mail anymore, thankfully, and I think we're on a road to recovery for everybody. So with that, peace everybody. I will see you at the dojo. Oh, and have a really nice Memorial Day weekend coming